Hello, this is Angelia with today's wisdom. Today's wisdom comes from Daily Ohm without a net. Living life with trust. And there are some people I've met who have no trust for anybody. They think everybody's bad, everybody's out to do something wrong, everybody's out to scam. I mean, that's a very negative outlook, and it's going to affect your life. You're not going to have good relationships with other folks. As we create the life of our dreams, we often reach a crossroads where the choices seem to involve the risk of facing the unknown versus the safety and comfort of all that we have come to trust. And we all come across those crossroads. Remember, they always talk about the devils at the crossroads. But, sometimes we need to make choices to get what we want out of life. And if we don't take the steps necessary to get what we want out of life, then you won't. It's that simple. So some people like to stay in that comfort zone because that's where, is creatures, living beings, animal, if you will, we like our homeostasis. We like to stay in that comfort zone, but in order to do anything else, you have to step out of the comfort zone. So that doesn't always serve us. We may feel like a tightrope walker, carefully teetering along the narrow path to our goals, sometimes feeling that we are doing so without a net. Some people do feel that way, but I look at, because I have faith, there is always a safety net for me, that's why I say that, faith is a good thing. Some people don't believe so much, but if God's got you, then no matter how far you fall, you can get back up and go on with your life. Knowing we have some backup may help us work up the courage to take those first steps until we are secure in knowing that we have the skills to work without one, because you do. If you're going to try and do a thing, chances are you have studied and worked and know what it takes to do this thing. So, it's rare people kind of go for a thing without being educated or prepared for it. So, can you imagine deciding I'm going to be an Olympic gymnast, and you've never even, done a somersault in your entire life. So, in general, that's not how it works. We've studied and worked and we get there. So, have some faith in yourself. But when we live our lives from a place of balance and trust in the universe or God, we may not see our source of support, but we can know that it is there because He's always there for you. If we refuse to act only if we can see the safety net, we may be allowing the net to become a trap, as it creates a barrier between us and the freedom to pursue our goals. That comfort zone, you stay in that, you stay in the box, that's where you'll stay. Change is inherent in life, so even what we have learned to trust can surprise us at any moment, and it surely can. My health took a turn for the worse. And I had to, stop running my ministry out in the community. I'd done that for 17 years, so that was a big blow to me. And then I had become an executive director of a charity that I, helped start, and I had to step down because I just couldn't do the work necessary anymore to keep it going. And then another agency was going to take that over, and the woman was supposedly a friend of mine. But then they basically decided no, they weren't that into it. They weren't that interested. They couldn't be bothered to take a meeting with me after a month of me asking. So we had to vote to close it because we took some resumes, because this is something I wanted to continue. I wanted it to be my legacy, to help people. And I wanted it to continue beyond me. But we couldn't get any, resumes of people who completely honest. We started checking references, and then a few of them this didn't check out, and you're like, well, if you can't trust them on this, then you probably can't trust them with, a charity with money coming in and things. So we just voted to close it down, and that was like one of the saddest days of my life, because that was supposed to be my legacy. That was supposed to outlive me. But God had other plans, evidently, so here I am on YouTube. Remove fear from the equation, and then, without even wondering what is going on below, we can devote our full attention to the dream that awaits us. Because, if you want those dreams to come true, you've got to work towards it. No one's going to throw it in your lap. You got to work towards it. We attract support into our lives when we are willing to make those first tentative steps, trusting that the universe, or God, will provide exactly what we need. And I found in my walk that He did, and like I say, dedicate everything to Him. Pray on it, and ask that what you're doing be blessed. People came into my circle that could help me and lead me to other people who could help me. So I feel like God gave me what I needed in the moment. But maybe He also taught me a lesson about loss, that it wasn't so much about what I wanted, but what He wanted me to do for Him. That maybe that was more important than something that I wanted my stamp on, for His approval. Maybe that's not what He wanted of me. So, sometimes we just learn. We're on Earth School. In that process, we can decide that whatever comes from our actions is only for our highest and best experience of growth. And it is. It's, like I said, quoted the other day about the song, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger." And that's true. Something is either going to gain you something, or it's going to teach you something. So there's no wasted energy going on. It may come in the form of a soft landing, an unexpected rescue, or an eye-opening experience gleaned only from the process of falling. Because sometimes you got to fall to realize you weren't really looking out for yourself. And I've had that experience when I was younger. I got married right out of high school because I was told I had to get out of the house when I was 18 years old. But by the same token, my mother said I can't live by myself. That wasn't safe. Couldn't live with my girlfriends. That wasn't safe because they were boy crazy and they had guys in all the time. But I was allowed to marry my high school sweetheart the weekend after my 18th birthday. And needless to say, we were too young. We didn't have ourselves figured out yet, so much less, had we figured each other out yet. So that created problems, and the great was the fall of it, as they say. So rather than allowing our lives to be dictated by fear of the unknown or trying to avoid falling, we can appreciate that sometimes we experience life fully when we are willing to trust and fall. Like those trust falls they do in these workshops, with people to help you learn how to trust. Sometimes we're going to fall. We're going to stumble. It's just life. Nobody has everything perfect all the time. And, it's just the way it is. And in doing so, we may just find that we have the wings to fly. I did some things in my life that I never thought I'd be able to do. I've been in movies. I've been in TV shows. I never thought I'd be able to do that. I dreamed about it when I was younger, but I thought, oh, no one's going to come here where I live. Everybody's in New York or California that does these things. And, I'm never going to have that chance in my life. But I did. And then my husband and son got to be in a TV show with me. So, that was kind of cool, But I never thought I'd be able to do that. And, you know, I took the steps. You know, when someone said, hey, come do this thing, and so I did the thing, and oh, well, we're going to be doing this, and I'm like, oh, okay, so I went and did that. And then they were telling me about this other thing. Someone told me about this other, you know, movie that was filming, and we could go do that. And so, you know, you got to take those steps, you know. When we believe that there is a reason for everything, and there is, we are stepping out with the safety net of the universe, or God, and we know we will make the best from whatever comes our way. And that's the best thing you can do, is just make the best of whatever comes your way. Bloom where you're planted, as the saying goes. Because we don't know what life's going to hand us. You can plan and, you know, have a good plan, and something happens and takes that away from you. So you don't ever know. But, you know, you can live life with trust, you know, and not stay in that comfort zone or in that box, you know. And you can live your life without a net, knowing that if you do fall, you can get back up, brush yourself off, keep walking, and, you know, God's always going to be there for you. All you have to do is ask. Think about it. Thanks for watching. Please like and share this wisdom so we can spread it around the world. If you want to help me out, subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you want to help me out even more, go to my Patreon page and become a patron. That's all for now. Until next time.